Hi, my name is Ander Pang. Welcome to another edition of CMS Forex News. Today is Thursday, June 19, 2008. As a result of the warmest May ever, UK retail sales increased 3.5% as consumers purchased more food and seasonal clothing. The increase was the fastest pace since records began in 1986. The results caught economists completely off guard as their consensus had been for a small decline of 0.1%. The data implied that the UK economy may not be as weak as originally feared, though this kind of jump in sales will most likely be temporary. The pound responded by gaining on its rivals. The pound-dollar pair rallied about 140 pips for the session and is up 250 pips since yesterday's low near 1.9480. Today's level is a 7-session high. The Bank of England's governor said that British living standards may have to decrease as a result of slower growth in order for the central bank to win their fight against inflation. The steely resolve of the bank's governor helped to strengthen the pound as well. The pound-yen pair soared more than 200 pips to reach 213.34, the highest level this week, and the first time the pair went above the 213 level since February 27th. The gains came despite the London stocks falling during the day. The Swiss central bank held rates steady at 2.75% and signaled it's not in a rush to raise rates in order to combat inflation. Policy members believed that with economic growth slowing, inflationary pressure is set to cool. Following the quite dovish statement, the dollar-franc pair rose 140 pips in favor of the greenback. The move brought the pair back to the tie from yesterday's session. In the U.S., weekly jobless claims fell 5,000 for the week ending June 14th. Expectations had been for a larger fall in claims, and the data suggests that the U.S. economy continues to be in a state of correction. On a bright note, the number of individuals continuing to receive unemployment insurance fell by 76,000 to 3.06 million. The Philly Fed Manufacturing Index declined to negative 17.1 in June from negative 15.6 in May, a 7th month of contraction. Indexes for general activity, new orders, shipments, and employment were all negative this month and were lower than in May. The Prices Paid Index, a measure of firms' input prices, jumped to 69.3, the highest level since November of 1980. In a separate report, the Conference Board Leading Index showed an increase of 0.1% for the May period, better than forecasts. The euro-dollar fell overnight as traders sold the euro in order to buy the pound, helping pound strength translate into dollar strength. However, as the New York trading session started and the market digested the U.S. releases, the dollar rally stalled. The Australian dollar-U.S. dollar pair continued its rally, climbing another 50 pips to reach above the 0.95 level. The Aussie gained on higher commodity prices, especially gold. Also, with the Fed looking less likely to raise rates, the difference between the Australian and the U.S. interest rates should continue to favor the Aussie. In Canada, consumer prices rose 1% in May and were 2.2% higher than May of last year. The data surprised expectations on the upside and bolsters the case presented by the Bank of Canada not to lower rates in this last meeting. The main culprit was a significant increase in gasoline prices, as annual core CPI, which strips out energy prices, remained the same at 1.5% for the period. The US dollar-Canadian dollar pair fell in favor of the Loonie following the release, though the 70-pip move wasn't very dramatic. The pair found support prior to the 1.01 level, and for the week is down about 160 pips. Tomorrow's fundamental docket is very light to end the week. Switzerland and Germany will post their respective producer inflation figures, while Canada will release data on retail sales. And that wraps it up for the day in Forex News. Join us again tomorrow right here at cmsfx.com. Until next time, happy trading.